Well, we're down to $53,000. Our loan payment did come out, and it is hurting us. We can feel it. So I want to check the sawmill, see how that's going. We need to check all the animals to start our day. And we do have we got a little bit of wool. A little bit of wool right here. We do have 61 liters. And feed-wise, they still have about 7,000, so looking good there. Nothing out of the sawmill yet. I want to make sure it's got a good amount of capacity still. Yeah, we're still good. So we're... Gosh, I don't remember how late we started that, but... We're a ways away from getting that first piece of wool, or... Whoa, wood beam from there. Let's see how the cows are doing. 24,000 still, so they burnt through just under 4,000, so that's good. We have some time before that's a concern. That makes me happy. Chickens are the last thing we need to check on this morning. Definitely need to make sure we're taking care of our livestock before we get to farming. I'm around right here for the chickens. And yeah, feed is fine here. And do we see any output so far? Yeah, we got a little bit of eggs here. Got 137 pieces, so that'll keep improving. Now let's learn about this. I had a couple comments talking about, you know, water is just all you need for this, so that's not very realistic. So let's hop in the production. Basically, we want to validate that this is a default greenhouse, and it is. So what I do want to do, and we'll probably get to that today, is I want to replace this, and we're just help ourselves out by selling this and building another one. We're gonna find the ones that need seed and fertilizer, and that's the way we're going to use a greenhouse around here. So now that it's been a little bit of time, I do want to head on over and take a look at our fields and see how they progressed over the weekend. It is a new month now. Yeah, it looks like here in the canola field, we just have some weeds growing. Things are looking good. We're gonna have to figure out if we can afford to scan the fields. Money's gonna be tight until we can sell some things. But just cruising on over to the wheat field and seeing how it's looking. I know we do have bales over there, so that'll be one of our top priorities. And kind of debating, you know, we got to get those moved, and I'm thinking the used market would be nice, or some type of trailer to move these around on. We're gonna have pallets we're gonna need to move around as well. I don't know if the back of this opens. Can't fit much in there. Yeah, so a handful of bales out here. Not a ton of work to do on that, but I think that's how we should start our day. Let's go get the John Deere in the front loader and start moving those and figuring out the maximum we can fit with the, I don't know what it's called, guys, the grappler that we have for the bales, and see if that's going to be super annoying or not, because we only have a couple months worth of payments and we have a little bit of time before we're going to be able to sell anything. So we haven't seen this yet. Let's take a look in here. Oh, just an outside one, huh? Disappointed. But to swap vehicles, trying to remember where we put everything, and I think it was right in this barn. We'll get that shut off for now. Get this opened up. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's see what this tells me it's called. The Bale King. Good name for it. And I'll try to learn the best way to use this, and I think I kind of understand it already. I think we're gonna grab a bale. We're going to then move over to another bale, stack it on top, and then kind of back up, grapple both of them, and then go until we've reached the top of this. Bring them home, you know, and find a place to store them. Corn's looking good. I think it'll be October or November when that's ready. So that could be a task that we have to do next month. No one behind us, looking good. All right, head on into the field now. So let's do a little test right here. We got these 2 bales. Let's try to line up pretty straight and get a good angle at looking at this. So if we do just come here, grab this one with the pallet spikes, and then go slow so it doesn't get lost there or dropped, and just line this up here. Ooh. Like so, and then lower and grab that. We should now be able to get the help menu to help us out right there. So now we should have both of them. Nice. Okay. Now a rear weight might be a thing that we need long term. So in theory, I think we're going to be able to get 4 as long as we can handle the weight. And that's not looking great there. Let's try to line that up a little bit better. I bet if we do one of these and just kind of push it a little bit and then back up just a hair and then lift, yep, like that. That's pretty good. And then we need to open up the jaws, and then we should just lower a little bit. Okay. Okay. In theory, everything was going to work there, huh? And then when we come down here, now it should just, yeah, it just backs up now. So this might be the maximum. Now that I hate my life. But we could do one of those and just deal with it. Let's see if it'll let us. Oh boy, guys, this is going to be comical. And then that one dropped, but that's all right. And absolutely should have done bigger bale size so we don't have to carry as many. But, okay. Try to get these home safe, and then... I mean, gosh, I hope there's not too many. There's a car coming there. Okay, first attempt wasn't completely terrible. We're not, being very safe by... This is the thing I don't know. So this isn't realistic. We definitely should have those going. We need a trailer. So we need to figure out how we're going to finance that. Because just stacking them on the trailer would be more ideal. Yeah, and we definitely need a rear weight if we're going to do it this way. Because we are getting a little flimsy there. So what do we have in here right now? I think we can safely say this is a good place. We don't have a manure heap, but... Yeah, I mean, it could go straight to the cattle. But for now, we'll do this. We'll go ahead and open that. And then push them back a little bit more. And let it go. Okay. Let's take a look at the used market and see if we did put a notice out to our buyer for us to see if we could find a used Icera Pro, but I haven't seen any update on that yet. Still a good amount of stuff here. And if this goes to a bale trailer, it doesn't look like it. Oh, we don't have really, I guess we could pull this with one of the tractors, but that's basically all of our money. Let's look at time-saving stock check. Hide can't sell. We do have $8,000 we could sell right now. Canola we have 80. Let's look over here. 72,000 we could sell. Wood beam is not there yet. That's going to be some good money when the time comes. But other than that, I'm not really sure, not completely sure there's much we can do to make some cash right now. So let's look at our loan payment. So 17,000, we do know that's the case, right? 17,590. Let's just do around 8. I'm going to do 18,500 times 2. That's 37,000. So that would be September, October. So we'd be into November at that point. And canola would probably be good enough to sell then. So if we then subtract 37,000 from our balance right now, we have roughly about 16 grand that we can spend. So flatbeds, or if we come over to balers, transportation here. We do have a semi, but that's a little over budget. 16,000 is going to be rough. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything that we could even afford right now. So maybe that 16,000 is spent elsewhere. So, okay, let's go see how many are left. And this could be, you know, not that bad this time around. So just a little second here while we have some time. I am on a new recording setup, so hopefully the quality is looking good. The one thing that I'm noticing is a little latency in the sound of the game. So during editing, I'll figure out if that's actually an issue or if it's just going to be while recording. But heads up, if the quality looks a little low on the video this time around, just know I am working on it. And we're going to get it in a good state. I'm in a new setup that's going to allow me to edit a lot faster, and that's super excited about it. Getting it all set up today and recording on it, and we are on a brand new microphone that I've been trying a few weeks ago and was having problems with some popping. So hoping that's not an issue, and I've resolved that. And I think we can probably get away with just moving around with these like this as long as we go slow. So taking a look over here, I think it's only going to be 3 more trips after this one at the most, so I think we'll be fine. But I think it's time to just get it done. All right, well, we didn't get pulled over or a ticket or anything, so I think we're okay. Definitely not realistic. Can't really see around these bales too great. But we're working on it. This is way different than any playthrough I've ever done on this channel, so this is pretty fun, guys. Well, let's get these last ones put away here. Ended up just being those 2 extra trips there, not too bad. And should just be this way here. Loosen it up and just back out. All right, I'm getting the hang of it. Not too bad. Next, I wanted to make sure we understood some of our equipment here and the horsepower that's gonna be required. So this looks like it does. The Farmax requires 200 horsepower. The planter is gonna require 170. We have in our 6R, we have 234. 458 in the 8R, 275 for the planter, and 425 for the Massey. That's a beast of a piece of equipment. So I think that is that I do want to use. And I want to remember something here because my brain has I've never used them, so I don't know if it's necessarily my brain's fault or just a lack of experience. Spaders here. So this is the only one in the game. A spader prepares a field for next sowing. It can be used instead of a plow. Okay, and it only requires 200 horsepower, but it is kind of tiny. The width is kind of tiny, so Let's also look at our seeder. We don't want to do any work we don't need to do. So we have the Ultima. Let's go look at that in the store. No previous cultivating is necessary. Okay. With our planter, it would be. Okay, so if we're going to put grass in that one field, because I don't think we're going to be able to knock all these down and put a grass field here yet. That's my long-term plan, and then we can get that field back for a crop. But lots of equipment's going to be needed to make silage. So maybe by the time spring comes, we'll have some cash for that, and we're just going to kind of hope that that works out. So let's go ahead and hook up to the seeder. All right, let's see what we do have here. All right, let's get this all hooked up here. That looks like it's connected pretty good. And I guess we'll head out to the field. I'm not sure, like we do have lime in here, which is a nice surprise, but I'm not 100% sure how it reacts, but I just don't think we can afford to buy the soil samples. It could be okay, but just don't think it is. But I think it still would be wise to put some lime down. I don't know if we have more in one of these silos here. We do have 60,000 liters of fertilizer somewhere, according to time-saving stock check. So that's something that we'll figure out eventually. But yeah, 9,000 lime without the precision farming data. Like I said, I don't know, but it shouldn't take too long to get lime spread on this field. It won't turn on. Did we not connect something correctly? PTO is not going in. PTO is not connecting. The hoses are not connecting. Is that something that I have to do? I think we're gonna try resetting, but we're gonna have to fill this back up. Yeah, it just seems like manual connect. Let's see if that's the issue. Manual attach. Let me know, you guys, if you had any issues with manual attach, if there's something I'm missing there, if there's a button I'm supposed to push, but I'll look into that a little bit more after this recording session. Hopefully we get some comments about it as well. Would be pretty sweet. Yeah, I think so that solved our issue, so I don't know if it was the one implement, but we'll look into it a little bit more. See, the stop sign's down. We just logged in. I imagine realistically there's probably different buttons I need to push to get the manual attached to work and connect the hoses and the PTO shaft, so maybe. All right, away we go. It says it's applying. Oh, it's gonna apply 0 of 0, huh? Without any information? Well, that's gotta be a way, right? There's gotta be a way. So we want to deactivate automatic level. So now it's gonna do 0.88. And it is applying lime now. Lime is leaving the spreader. And we just won't know if this is the right pH for this field. But a little bit of lime here, it should help the yield. And we're gonna hope to, I mean, maybe it's worth spending the cash on this one. Let's remember the cost. Oh, it's 3,100. We'll do it. We'll do it. Okay, now let's turn that back on and start over. It is yellow, so it's not looking terrible. But while we skipped through that, it looks like we do have loam and a little silty clay. And does it tell us our yield now? Is 115, so that's not bad. That is not bad. But we did have a little bit of green right here, so I assume. And let's get cruise control enabled there. And just cruising 1.75, not a terrible amount to be putting down. And again, we will drive to the store if we run out. And since we're redoing this pass, I mean, we still haven't gone through 1,000. We'll see. Let's get it done. Well, we're definitely not going to get the entire field with this load of lime. We will, and lime's not super expensive, so we'll probably go buy a little bit more so we can at least finish this field. But I think we're going to be out of luck for the fields to the left, which I do want to get planted within the next month or so. We'll probably do wheat on that so we can make sure we're securing food for the chickens and straw for the cattle. But we'll keep going until we run out. And hopefully, like I said, we have, you know, I don't know what I said, guys. I keep saying that, but I don't know what I said. Now, I swear I had $53,000. I don't know where the other 4,000 went. We just spent 900. Did I spend money? We're gonna have to look at the finance tab when we get done with this. I'm confused. Because if we're gonna lose $4,000 every once in a while, we probably have auto repairs or auto fuels or something on. But we're not using workers. We'll have to check all those settings. But this is good. We bought 4,000. It looks like that was the right amount for us to get this field finished. And that first stretch that we did, I think, is a little thrown off by, I'm going to call it a bug in the game. You should be able to adjust it to the correct pH no matter what. We'll get this little spot here. And then I will just jump on this lane one more time and see. It's just not going to do it. It's not going to apply it because it already had a lime. Silly, silly bug. All right, let's look at the finance tab. It's driving me nuts. Miscellaneous, $4,050. And what did we buy? This is me prepping the game over here. That's why we see all that. I don't get it. Let's turn all of these off. Dynamic loan, yeah, that's fine. And then, yeah, I mean, we didn't have precision farming running or anything. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that if it happens again. I do know the amount that we had, so I am tempted to just fix this. This is silly. So we're gonna go ahead and come in here and we're going to set the money to 53257, and then I'm gonna remove 900 from the line. Yeah, this is gonna be hard enough. We're not just gonna have random 3,500 or whatever it was disappear on us. All right, cruising on back home. Just need to get the seeder now. And we'll see if we're lucky enough to have seed in the seeder like we did with lime in the spreader here. Or the spreader. And we'll just get this back in its home here. All right, we can't do any crop destruction here. We are lucky enough. No fertilizer in this implement. That's all right. Let's go ahead and make sure we switch this to grass. Oh, and don't mind me driving through my property like a moron. So much to get used to, guys. I'm loving playing this way, though. It's pretty rewarding. And speaking of rewarding, the size of this seeder should be pretty rewarding as well. All right, getting some grass put in. We'll have to remember we do need to do fertilizer after this. We're gonna have to figure out something to treat, well, it's grass, so we won't need to treat weeds here, but on our other fields, we'll need to treat weeds. And as we come to the other side of the field here, we're gonna just kind of cruise all the way in, and then we'll lift, and I'm gonna skip a row, or maybe 2 with this implement. Go ahead and lower it, and we'll pick up the headlands last. Nice grass field should come in, and we'll be able to cut the outskirts as well. Get a little bit more yield or production out of it because of the grass around the field. But I think it's time to get a little focused and get some grass planted. Making pretty good time here. We got a little more than half of the field. We got the other side of the field done. Working on this side now, and just not really burning through too much seed, so this is ideal. Turning radius isn't the best right on this, but we're making by. Trying my best not to go in the road when I turn around, but sometimes it's a little impossible almost. So yeah, we'll just finish these ups and downs and then do whatever's left of the headland at that point. And then we do have the top of the field there that you can see not planted as well. Making good time, not even noon yet. We're gonna stay busy. Now just the top of the field here to finish, and we're all done planting some grass. A unique shape of a field would be, you know, again, like I'm not gonna complain about the width of this implement, but the turning radius made it a little tricky. And I think we'll be able to handle it. I'm not gonna swap out cedars because of it. Just something to get adjusted to. And last little speck here, and we're all done. All right, we should be able to just get this folded up. And we can turn off the cedar as well. Let's get her home. Fertilizer is next. We'll want to now figure out where that 60,000 liters is. And I have a feeling I know where it is. I think it's in one of the little the little bins. We'll be able to do that, and that's gonna be our first stop sign. So two stop signs. We're gonna back this up as much as we can, get it off the grass. I have a feeling it's right in there where all that fertilizer is, or the other one, right in front of us. Back up, attach to this, and I think we're safe to unload right there. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, let's see if this tells us. This is the solid fertilizer, perfect. So is there something in this one? Do we have lime in here in capacity too? And I just wasted money. We do. It's all right, it was just 900 bucks, but now we know. I don't see another one for any extra seed around, but that'll do. All right, so we should be able to just fill this up. I'm sure there's some like hose or something that we would pull out of here and spray in there. All right, back out to the field. I mean, this tractor is sweet on the inside. I don't know why I don't use Massey Ferguson's more often. The side mirrors work great. Seems like a pretty good setup here. All right, we'll do the same song and dance we did with lime. No field detected. All right, doing it on our own. And back up as far as we can so we can see the width of this. And it is grass, so it's not gonna adjust the nitrogen level too much here. Increasing nitrogen level to optimal value for grass is 240 kilograms per hectare right now. So we definitely don't need all 9,000 of the liters in here. But I have a feeling... Oh, I think I know how to fix this field. I don't know why it said no field detected, but we'll try to fix it later. Yeah, I think we'll burn through this and get it done here. And luckily, our first... I want to call it a crop. I guess it could be considered a crop. Our first thing that we're planting does not require anything to treat the weeds. And I didn't see any stones either. So I'm sure we would uncover those if we did use the spader. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long at all with this width. Pretty nice. Let's get her done. Oh my goodness. We're almost done here. I figured it out. We spent money on the soil sample. Okay. We will fix the money. I'm glad I remembered before, trees, the recording session was done, but boy, that's embarrassing. And I'm tempted to edit it out, but like, I know we got some new people in from the first episode, and thank you guys for how well it's doing. It's still only been out for about 4 or 5 hours as I'm recording this now. Pretty cool response from the community so far, but let's fix that money. But we show the good, the bad, and the ugly was what I was getting at there. So let's go ahead and look at that again, if it'll let us. Precision farming. That's going to be 3150. 3150 removed from the account. The account is now back to where it should be. Okay, I feel better about that. But we do know that I cut someone off and that we have plenty of lime. So I don't know if we'll get to planting today. But I do want to get lime put down and see how expensive it is to... That Icera Pro never showed up. So I think some decisions... Can I put this back? Fills it up, but it won't empty it? That seems strange. I can't put it back in here? That one's going to be stuck. And we're definitely going to use a good amount of it when we do plant the wheat. We might do barley. I think barley does yield a little bit better and pay a little bit better. I was thinking we learned from the chicken challenge that sorghum pays well, but I don't think, well, it doesn't do, it won't do the swath that we need. We're going to put those away later on. We're not going to leave them out. But we got to get our chores done for the day, or the work that we have outstanding done first. But yeah, I was thinking maybe we do sorghum for the feed for the chickens, but we won't get straw. We definitely need straw for the cattle. So once we have the money, we're going to buy a manure heap. We just don't have it right now. And I'm kind of thinking that we need to spend cash and just sell things before they're at their best price. I think we do, because that'll give us a better setup here, because we're not going to want to do what we did with the last field with the lime here. We're definitely going to want the soil samples. So we're going to eat the cost right now. We'll put on our big boy pants and we'll figure out how to make money and get through this, but that's another 18,000 gone and looking pretty good field-wise. Gosh, 107 yield bonus on this, 114 on that. This one's already tells us it's 106. So, I mean, we don't necessarily need the samples on the cornfield until we replant, or until we start prepping to replant. So we can wait till we spend that money. But down to 30,000, we have just 1 month worth of payments. So October will be fine. But come November, we're definitely gonna need more cash. Yeah, just with the headland, we went through over 8,000. We might use all of that lime on this session. It's a nice start, but boy, gonna burn through it. And back at it for another headland. I think I'll see you guys on the other side. As dusk is upon us here, are getting very close. We are doing the last pass finally. We completely emptied out the lime station, hoping we have a little bit left over, because it'll always be nice to have a little bit left over. As we pan back this way, you can see a beautiful sunset here. The sun's still in the sky a little bit, so we got a little bit of daylight, but it's starting to get a little shady out here. Finish this last pass and then check on the animals, and also we need to get that fertilizer put away. All done. We did load up that extra pallet that we had as well, so that is something that is in the spreader right now. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the spreader away as is, even though we're probably going to be using it for fertilizer next. And we'll just move those other pallets to a safe spot. All right, that desperately needs cleaned. We need to get a pressure washer soon, but that is where it belongs. Let's go ahead and just put the Massey away as well. And I am gonna as far as I can, because I do plan on using this for storage. Don't know if the John Deere will fit in. No, I don't think it will. So we'll probably try like right here to store those. All right, chickens, how'd you do today? 229 pieces. You're doing pretty good. Did it just go up too? No, it didn't. All right, but food's still okay. We don't need to bring any more over here. And our sheep are looking good for feed, so we might be okay. Oh boy, it just got dark. Where's the flashlight? There we go. And we might see a pallet in October for that. Cattle should still be pretty good as well on feed. They didn't go through a ton the first day. Yeah, 22,000, so we've got some time. What's their meadow say? Meadow is at 6,000 as well, so that definitely got some backup feed there. The flashlight's coming in handy to see our way around here. All right, let's get in 6R here. Get all our lights on to help us see a little bit better. That'll be a good place there for that. Get the pallet forks connected. Yeah, I'll definitely look into what was going on with manual connect or manual attach, because I definitely think that's a requirement for this series. All right, time to just get a little bit busy. Get these pallets put away. You know, these pallets aren't the easiest to stack, but I think we're doing decent. It'll be really fun to see how much better I get at this stuff as we are forcing ourselves to actually do it here on the channel finally. And boy, night is absolutely here now. And let's be a glutton for punishment here. And, oh, we're too close. Didn't realize we were that close already. Got a... Okay. That pallet had fun there. Here we go. That lowered. Back up just a hair more. Turn in. And boy, we can call it a day. That's all shut. That can stay there for tonight. That's no issue. Just gotta head to the house. Check out the moon. Man, this is my favorite playthrough in a long time, guys. Really, really digging it. I'm Socksway Up. Thanks for hanging out. I will catch you on the next episode.